Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Pauline, Vlad, Deanna, Beth, Unspeared. Um, all right. Hey, Unspeared. I hope you are, you know, um, I hope everything is okay. Um, no worries if you need to postpone. Um, so, okay. Let's get my flute out. I am honestly still feeling a little tired, a little sleepy. I think I have not fully recovered from the not so great night of sleep a few days back. So I just, again, today we're going to take it easy. I'm not going to, I think, try and make myself like get stuff done. I think I need to just chill, you know, and just have fun. That's all I can really ask for of myself right now. I think I'm like, my body and my mind is like trying to resist like the fact that I will have like pretty frequent sort of like backslides like this. So, you know, it's definitely one of those things that I'm like, I wish that I had more energy than I currently have right now. Also, my hair is an absolute mess, so I'm just going to tie it back and forget about it. Just gonna use OBS as my mirror. And hopefully I will be somewhat halfway presentable and decent. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, so yeah, really not expecting too much of myself today. Goodness gracious. Oh, wow, we are still starting with scuff. Give me a sec. Let me. There we go. Now the timer is fine. Okay, so there we go. That's awesome, Vlad. And you should be okay. Bruised up the finger and a broken ring. Like an actual ring broke? Yeah, 3-pound sledgehammer. That is insane. Oi. Yeah, a good reminder for me to take my vitamins. I have a multivitamin that I take, so I need to remember. I take it, maybe I remember to take it about 5 times a week. There's just every few days here and there I forget. But yeah, energy level is not completely up, so just wanted to put that out there. Hey Victor, welcome back to the stream. Happy leap day. Happy leap day. Hey Michael, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I'm not feeling as bad as I did 2 days ago when I had to cancel. So that's why I decided to show up. But yeah, definitely energy level is very low today. So we're just going to start practicing and have fun. I think that's all I can ask for of myself. So let's get this going. Okay, good. I muted this tab, so we're good to go. Start with harmonics and just take it from there. I just had to find the spot where that high G resonates. But yeah, we're getting a good grip on, or get a good handle, maybe is a better word, on the lip manipulation. Because yeah, I can now hold that high C, which like reliably, like I can actually feel where it hits. So high G is still the problem harmonic on this flute. Every flute has its own problem harmonic. Usually will tell you what is the weak point of that specific flute. So that is the case for mine. High G, I would say around like high F sharp to high A is around where the weak point is of this flute. So I have to be very precise about where I resonate the note in my mouth. All right, so we're going to move on to Moyse del Sonorite, page 18. We're doing interval jumps. Oh, we're moving on to number 19. So the bass note is low G sharp, and we are jumping to every other note in our range, and we're doing it tongued first. Oh man. Broken knee sounds very painful. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. I think I wasn't resonating the high notes back enough. I'm gonna go back and work on those. All right, getting a better handle on it. It's interesting because you do have to very subtly move your lips forward, but resonate the note further back. So it creates this kind of stretching feel. And then when you do low notes, I have to relax the lower lip, but I feel that I'm resonating the note further forward. It creates a very interesting dynamic. It's very, very interesting. I like how predictable it is too. Okay, well, we're gonna do some circular breathing. All right, safe walk, Unsphered. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later, maybe. Okay, I'm getting better at not plugging the back of my nose when I do this on my hand, but I have yet to master that on the flute. It's okay. Hey, Midnight, welcome back. How are you doing? Oh, Michael, that sounds fun. So I find that the air doesn't escape even if I don't plug it. Plugging it is actually the problem. That's what I'm finding. So Midnight, I have a little less energy today. I think I'm still recovering from the a few days back when I didn't get a lot of sleep. So, you know, it's a little bit low energy today, but you know, it's fine. I wasn't feeling as bad as I did 2 days ago, so I didn't have to like cancel. Like I still wanted to show up, but oh, by the way, I think I'm so sorry for jumping around, but we're gonna go back to the Della Sonorite because I forgot that we do 2 articulations in the same practice session. So we're gonna go back to Della Sonorite and do them slurred in groups of 2, slurring from the bass note. Okay, I think I need to transition to the higher notes a little bit better. So I'm going to work on that a bit. Ooh, that's quite the change. Okay, I'll take that. Um, update that for next time. We're gonna move to the Moyse for 80 exercises now. See how that goes. Oh, thank you. This is water this time. Cheers, Victor. Olympic Daisy, welcome back to the stream. How are you? If you ever begin to learn circular breathing, your challenge will be to not wait till the last minute to inhale through your nose. Yes, that was me. I want to say last month. But I am finding that even just working on it, just like the little bit that I am every day, it adds up. So, you know, does add up. So I do, like, if you want to learn it, I actually do encourage you guys to learn it sooner rather than later, or at least start working on it sooner rather than later. Okay, so we're doing this in D major. Excellent. Okay. I probably need to swab. I'm just gonna do that really quickly. Yeah, I almost feel like working on it just a little bit every day kind of allows you to think about it between sessions a little bit more, sort of stew on it, get used to the feeling. All right, nice and dry. Here we go. Scalar exercise on D major, but starting from high B. Okay. Hey, 1066, Alexander, how are you? How is life? Oh, you need to work on circular breathing in yoga as well, Deanna. That's interesting. Interesting. So, Olympic Daisy, in April, you're going to be playing in wind ensemble alongside your band directors from secondary school. Full circle moment. Wow, congratulations. Oh, that is always super fun. That's awesome. Okay, just as a quick recap as to what I was fiddling with. I was fiddling with the high register, like where to resonate. And yeah, that is coming out way clearer than it used to. So I'm really, really happy about that. Still need to work on a bit of transition into the lower notes. But I think that will come with time, and the Della Sonorite exercises are helping with that. So I think I'm good to go here. We will update this for our next practice session. So Which, by the way, I don't actually know if I updated today's correctly. I'm just going to look really quickly in the description. I did. Good. Okay. I do it so quickly after each stream that like I'm never actually sure if I updated it correctly. But yeah, if you guys needed to use a narrator or something to read out my practice checklist, it is in the video description in this underneath this live stream. So okay, very cool. We will move on to the Ibert. We're going forwards again, just drilling through the development. And we're just getting our repetitions in. That's all that's happening right now. So just getting those repetitions in, and we will take it from there. Okay, so here we go. All right. I was playing the entire time with a little bit of phlegm in the back of my throat, and that was very distracting. Like, it really made me want to, like, close up. So that was what I was fighting through the entire thing. Flautily, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right. Enjoy your time with your in-laws. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Pauline. Thank you. And say hi to your in-laws for me. All right. Yeah. So yeah, there was phlegm in the back of my nose, like kind of where the nose meets the throat. Sorry, that was really disgusting. But I'm trying to get rid of that. Oh gosh. Okay. However, I will say it is very nice to see that to hear and feel that the parts that I was drilling in the last few days definitely are much better. So it's just a few new problems snuck up because of that. Okay. Yeah, those runs are definitely better. I just need to make sure that my fingers don't kind of drift to the side. It's very, very important here in this section. If you don't already keep your fingers hovering over the keys, you have to here. There's no way to play it cleanly without that. I'm glad that my practice streams are relaxing to you, Michael. They're relaxing to me too, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I always feel a lot better after a practice session on here with you guys. Yeah. Post-nasal drip. Yeah. I would say that it's kind of like post-nasal drip. It's more just lingering. It's not like it's like constantly dripping, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah. All right. By the way, you guys can give general locations, but just keep in mind internet safety. But general locations are fine, like a very general, like, you know, country or something like that, or like a large region. Yeah, please don't give your exact location. Just keep your keep internet safety in mind. All right, I'm gonna go back and review that section that I flubbed up in. So what I'm realizing is, I think as a knee-jerk reaction to a part that I'm slightly freaking out about, I draw my lip backwards, and that causes me to crack. And that's the other thing too, is that if I am starting a note in the middle register, but I've let myself go, because I let myself go right before, my lip is retracting, and it's causing me to crack down an octave, right? You know, right when I hit the middle register note. So it's interesting kind of noticing that my knee-jerk reactions when I like somewhat freak out before a spot. So gotta just keep my lip forward on those high notes, nice and supported and resonating further back, just for the high notes though. So Low notes are basically the opposite. Okay. I think I was rushing before. Good to know I can go slower. Okay. I don't want to overwork the other spots because they were working out really well. So we will move on to the next section. But not before I swab. You know, Floteli, so you said you give me hope that I can learn this masterwork. First, I have to find it, likely in my basement with other flute music. Finding it is the first step. It reminds me of when I started this years back now. I think I've been studying this for, I want to say 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and it felt impossible to me. And actually, because physically it was, I had hit essentially my what I call my physical ceiling for my abilities. And it was this piece that got me to change my breathing, my embouchure, my posture. I tweaked my posture like 3 times, I think. But yeah, this piece really forced me to face a lot of the issues that I have had as a flutist, and actually face it head on and deal with them and learn what I should do instead. And it's transformed me, but not just the piece itself. You guys have really helped me. Yeah, I've been studying this piece for a really long time. There definitely were long breaks in between the 4 years, though. I want to say I may have actually started it kind of like sort of casually started it maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but I didn't actually kind of like really study it until about 4 years ago, I want to say. And but I have had long breaks due to some health issues like TSW that my husband is going through. So I had like a 6-month break from practicing entirely because my life was just so like turned upside down. And you know, for anyone who's lived enough life, you know what I mean. Sometimes you go through things where you can't play, because like in those 6 months I was so tense from being so stressed and tired that like no matter what I did, everything was tight, everything was pinched. So like I hope that my journey can give you guys some like a glimpse into how like I guess like real life works as a musician. It's okay to take a break if you need it. It's okay to gauge your body and be like, can my body actually deliver? Can it actually do this? And it's totally okay to come back to it 6 months later and revamp yourself back into things. I just had a break actually from before January of this year. And I pretty much from about, I want to say mid-August up until December. There was a lot that went on in 2023. My husband and I lost both our grandmothers within the span of 3 days. I was kind of experimenting a little bit with my career and kind of experimenting with performing more. So that took up a lot of time, but mostly it took up a lot of kind of mental resources to figure out like, what do I actually want to do with my life and with my career? And then also we're still dealing with TSW. So there's a lot that like, that can happen. And but I kind of found myself again, and then in January I restarted practicing. So it's been 2 full months now that I've been practicing regularly. You guys will see that today is day 31, even though it's been spread over 2 months. And there was a week that I took off, and then I don't practice on the weekends just to save a little bit of my sanity. But you know, yeah. So I would say that, yeah, like I think when you guys look at me and see that I've been working on this for so long, please also know that I have had to take long breaks, just because of physical health and mental health. Stuff happens, but the music and the flute will always wait for you. It'll always be there waiting for you to come back. And there's no shame in taking a break. There's no shame in coming back and revamping. I feel like I'm proof that it's fine and nothing happens to you. Like, sure, you'll backslide a bit in some parts, but that's nothing a bit of practicing and drilling won't fix, you know? So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear that like, you know, I'm spending a long time on this and on purpose, you know. But yeah, I do highly recommend tackling pieces that have eluded you for a really long time. There's a wonderful sense of empowerment that comes from it, because this piece eluded me in my university days, and it's always been lingering in my mind since my university days. And now that I feel like I'm getting a really good handle on it, it's really giving me an insane sense of empowerment and like owning my own flute playing, you know? Like I feel like I really own what I do, that like I worked on this, you know, that this is a product of me, that my playing is truly a product of me. Yeah. So you know, Midnight, I agree with your teacher. I think you guys will notice that I really put a pretty hard stop on my drilling, to be like about 3 to 5 times. I very seldom go past 5 times to drill the same phrase or the same section, because I agree with your teacher. You can absolutely go insane. It's kind of like saying the same word too many times in a row to the point where it loses all meaning and it feels weird in your mouth. Like that absolutely happens, at least to me, when I'm practicing. So you guys will notice that I'm spreading my drilling across many days. You got to make sure you have like breaks in between. Tony, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It's good to have you here. Thank you, Deanna. It is a musical dragon, isn't it? I almost feel like I've become friends with the dragon. It used to feel like something I was conquering, but I feel like now the Ibert has really truly become a part of me. It's really wild how that happened. It happened kind of organically too, without me really meaning for that to happen. So anyway, break time is over. Let's start drilling again. There you go. Lip forward. So lip placement a little off this time around. Still feeling around those high notes. Like I generally know where to go, but I think right now it's the fact that we are essentially constantly manipulating our, like very subtly manipulating our lip placement and also where we're resonating in the mouth. And some wires are getting crossed right now. It's okay. Nothing a little drilling won't fix. A little bit more drilling. This time for the fingering, I think I'm reaching again. It's just the combo of a lot of things. When I'm focusing on my fingers, my lips tend to do the opposite motion than it's supposed to do, and then it doesn't come out. Yay. It could be better, but we'll wait for tomorrow to keep drilling that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll keep that in mind, Flouterly. I think I do need to add a little bit of drama, but I think right now I'm focusing a little bit more on the technical aspect of it, just to make sure my fingers are doing the right thing. Because I think that I need to lay the foundation of my finger work actually doing the correct thing, rather than just like covering it with a band-aid of you know, I do want to add the drama. I do want to add the drama in there, but only when I am like 100% comfortable with this. And the reason why I want to do that is because I don't have a deadline for this. So I don't have a deadline to perform this. I'm not performing this anywhere. I'm not planning on performing this anywhere. This is really just for me. So I will put the drama back in. Don't you worry. But I think right now I want to really focus on getting the actual technique correct. And yeah, there are a lot of like actual physical things that I'm trying to juggle right now. So yeah. Okay, we'll do this last section. Just drilling. Well, Tony, that's a great trick. I would say that in my case, I know what's going on. I know physically what's going on. It's just that I have 3 or 4 things to juggle at the same time. And so sometimes you drop a ball. So you just kind of keep repeating it until you can juggle all 4 things at the same time. That's what's happening here. So I have already figured out what's going on. But that is a good practice tip. Okay, let's do this. I'll do another repetition before I answer your question, Vlad. It's nice to know that I have that part down. Okay. Right, we got our repetitions in. So, when you're saying increase the distance, I'm wondering if you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. In terms of the physics of how the flute works, so you're blowing a steady stream of air across the flute, across the lip hole, such that the air is cut in half by the opposite edge of the lip hole. If the opposite edge of the lip hole catches a lower airspeed coming out of you, you will generally get lower notes. If it catches a higher airspeed, you'll get higher notes. Now you can manipulate this because if you blow a steady stream of air, so keep the airspeed steady, but if you move your hand around, you'll notice that it feels faster up here and it feels slower out here. So you can essentially manipulate in a similar manner where you push the aperture between your lips closer to the opposite edge of the lip hole, and thus the opposite edge of the lip hole will catch a higher airspeed coming out of you naturally. Now, what I was talking about is it's that in combination to where I feel it resonating in the mouth. So in terms of where I feel the note popping in the mouth, the higher I go, the more it kind of like, there's this sort of like open kind of like resonating feeling further up and back in the mouth while my lips push forward. And then the opposite is true for low notes, that resonating spot comes forward in the mouth, but my lips relax and naturally draw back. So there's a lot going on here. It's a bit of like it kind of feels like you're stretching and then coming back, you know. So, yeah, I am not increasing the distance when I go higher. I am pushing my lips forward. So what you see might be a little bit deceiving. Yeah. Yeah, this part is very mesmerizing, isn't it, Tony? Yeah. So it could be that what you're seeing is a little bit deceiving. You might be looking at, so I think this is one thing that happens to a lot of us. So we watch a flutist play, but you find yourself focusing on the parts of their body that are moving actually involuntarily. So in terms of what I am feeling, I am only feeling, but if you're only talking about my lips, I am feeling that they push forward for high notes and then they relax and thus naturally retract back for low notes. Yeah. No, I was not doing the opposite, I can assure you. I can assure you, because I can feel when I'm doing the opposite. When I'm doing the opposite is when it doesn't work. I can actually feel myself retracting, relaxing and retracting if I let go of like those high notes, and then I'm playing another high note again. If I've relaxed, then I can feel that I've retracted back, and then the opposite edge of the lip hole doesn't actually catch the higher airspeed. Yeah. So this is actually one of the like, it's very good to observe other players, but relying simply on your interpretation of how another flutist plays is not actually as reliable as you think it is. This is something that I've encountered while teaching so much, especially because my students tend to find me by watching me, and they also find other flutists by watching them. And so I have had many conversations with students explaining what is actually happening. So they will describe what they see, and then I'll be like, this is actually what's happening. So let's give you an example. So one student was told, actually, so this was sort of like someone else, I think, was watching someone else and was told by someone else to inflate their lower cheeks while they play. And I was like, that's, I was like, that's nigh impossible to do while having a very like focused airstream. But then when I started playing low notes, she was like, oh my God, you're doing it. You're inflating your lower cheeks. And I was like, oh no, then that is actually a side effect. It looks like I'm inflating my cheeks, but I'm not. So that is an example of that type of thing happening. Yeah, exactly. So like, I hesitate to use the word dangerous to describe like the act of watching another flutist play and trying to copy them. It's not dangerous because nothing happens to you, okay? Like you're alive, all right? Like, it's just flute, it's just the music. So I don't want to use the word dangerous, but what I will say is that perspective matters, and perception influences like how we interpret what other people are doing. And at least in flute playing, what I notice is that each person's perception of what another person is doing, like if it's based on visual aspects alone, usually just does not match up with the actual player's perception. So this is one of the reasons why I have returned to talking a lot during these streams. Like, you can see the countdown going down now because I'm talking so much. But I feel that it is a lot better if I talk out my inner thoughts while practicing, so that you guys know what I am working on, rather than just guessing. Yeah, everyone has their own lens. That's exactly it. So this happens a lot in flute playing, and I think it's really because there's so much going on inside of the mouth that you can't see at all, which affects what happens on the outside. So most of what happens on the outside are just side effects. Probably the only thing that I'm doing on the outside on purpose is like just protruding the lips forward for higher notes. That's it. Yeah. So I like that you guys understand what I mean. So it's like, it's not dangerous. Nothing's going to happen to you. I mean, look at me, okay? Like, I ended up with backwards support and backwards lip manipulation and just like all sorts of terrible habits that I've, I've developed over many years, and that I've now broken over the last couple of years. And I'm fine. Nothing's happened to me. So, like, if you develop a bad habit because you interpreted something incorrectly, it's okay. like once you find out what you're actually supposed to do, just start putting in the work to break the habit, you know? Like it's nothing happens to you. Okay? Like you're still you. You're still wonderful. You're still fantastic. Okay? Like having been like being the person that has developed bad habits and then broken them, I'm fine. Nothing happened to me. It's not dangerous. You know, I don't want to make it seem more serious than it really is. It's not. Okay. It's just that it's kind of, if anything, more of a fun observation of mine that perception really influences our interpretation of what another person is doing. And quite often, our interpretation of what another person is doing does not match what that person feels that they are doing. Yeah, exactly. Try it if it works, great. If not, just reset to what did. Yeah, exactly. You know, like it's not a big deal. So, I think a lot of people think it's a big deal, but I think I've had enough happen to me that I'm just kind of like over it, you know? Like it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So anyway, I do want to close off, go over time a little bit with a little bit of Rapid as Wildfires and then a little bit of La Vaguelette. I really want to try some of these low notes because I have a pretty good idea of how to make them ring now. So I'm going to be kind of jumping all over the place in Rapid as Wildfires. I just had an epiphany. So I have heard of some professionals describing playing low notes as if they feel like the flute is almost lifting off of their face. Like that's how light the flute is on their face. And that makes sense to me now because what that does is that it naturally retracts your lips further away from the opposite edge of the lip hole. And so your low notes come out a lot better that way because the opposite edge of the lip hole is catching a lower airspeed. Because I just did that now and it was like pretty foolproof. So I'd heard of that before and I didn't know why that worked. That makes sense now. That's going to need a little bit of me getting used to that. There's a lot to juggle. There's a lot to juggle there. I can't wait until it feels natural though, but that's probably going to take a few weeks. I think I know what to do. It works. That could be a little cleaner, but I liked everything before that. It's just I'm juggling a lot of balls right now, like different techniques that I have to keep going at the same time. All right. Yeah. I just need to keep juggling all the different balls. Woo! I like the response to, do you say flutist or flautist? Depends on the salary, as Viviana Guzman said. And that's a great one. Okay, let's do a little bit of la vaguelette before I go. Really, I'm just trying to get my repetitions in as I memorize this. But yeah, I am quite pleased with that. Like that is at like closest to how I've been wanting Rapid as Wildfires to sound. And as it turns out, I think the missing piece was the lip manipulation. But I have to combine it with all the other things like resonating further back for high notes, articulating further back for high notes, and then shifting all of that forward for low notes while retracting the lips. So it's a lot, but it sounds good. So I'm just gonna keep working on that. Okay, La Vaguelette. This one's really pretty. All right. I do need to review one spot because my brain skipped over to the next, like the next bar or two. Yeah, I agree. This is why I really like Genshin music because it really hits, you know? Okay, did that one. I am a little bit curious now that I've figured this out today, this idea of like the resonance going further up and back in my mouth while the lips go forward. I do want to try one piece from a different region in Genshin. So we'll try that before I go. some support issues there. Okay, so now I know how to get that, like reliably get that crystal clear sound up there. I was always somewhat shooting in the dark, and sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't. Um, so I want to do it one more time. I can even end off of it really like reliably now. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. 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 Yeah, it works. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. 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 I feel like I figured it out. That's massive. That's massive. That's a I am pretty tickled. Thank you, Victor. Um, let me clean up and then bid you all adieu. I am so tickled. I am so tickled. I finally can do everything on command. I really think this whole lip manipulation thing was really the last piece of the puzzle. Like I could feel that I had most of it down, most of kind of like this ultimate control down, except for that one thing that was unpredictable. But now I feel like I can do it. I am so, oh, I feel good. I didn't even realize I was smiling. I'm like, you know, I can play the flute. Oh, that is so wild. That is so wild. For the longest time, it's not like I couldn't do low notes and it's not like I couldn't do high notes, but it always felt like a gamble, you know? But like now, it finally does not feel like a gamble. And that feels weird. Like, it's kind of like those video games where usually happens on platformers where, you know, you look at the stage and you're like, how the heck am I going to do this? Then you're just like, whatever, and you go for it, and then you make a mistake, and then like if the game is made well, you can tell exactly what you were supposed to do. And then you're like, oh, okay, so then you like go back and you do it again. Hopefully doing what you wanted to do, but then, you know, fingers fumble and stuff like that. So sometimes it takes you like 10 tries, 20 tries to like get the combo right. But you know what you're supposed to do, right? That I find is the satisfying part of playing video games, is when you know what you're supposed to do and then you like do it several times until you can do it reliably. And that's what I'm feeling now. I'm finally getting that feeling on the flute where I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to do and I'm just doing it over and over. And now I'm like, I'm getting to the point where I can actually just do it on command now. But yeah, low notes and high notes, even middle register notes, like I can hear when they crack and I know why now. Whereas before I'm like, oh, I guess they cracked, you know? Now I'm like, no, I know why. I know that like typically I crack low. So usually what this means is that I've relaxed my lower lip. Yeah. The temples in Ocarina of Time. You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't play Ocarina myself. I played it with my brother. So my older brother played through it, and we bought the guide. So we were like following through the guide together. So I was sort of his navigator. But so I did all the tedious things. So if you know, when you get the bigger quiver, you have to go to the Gerudo camp, and you have to do the horseback archery bit, and you have to do it enough times and win enough for them to give you the bigger quiver. And yeah, I did it. I got so good at that game. Like I was really good at that, and I was also really good at the other horseback riding one at Lon Lon Ranch, where you like you race. So like I got really good at that one. All the tedious mini games that my brother didn't want to do, I did those ones. I think I also got the bigger, you know, the slingshot pouch. That one, I think you have to do it at the rupee shooting range. In I think you have to get that when you're. Do you get that when you're older? I forget. I forget if it's the one in the castle marketplace or if it was the one at Kakariko. I can't remember. Thank you, Flautily. Yeah. So as much as I, you know, claim to be like a big Legend of Zelda fan, I am crap at the game. I'm probably not as crap now if I were to restart Breath of the Wild. I actually ended up stopping Breath of the Wild because it was too hard for me. But that has been several years now. So I've gotten a lot better at video games since. So I wonder if I go back and play it now. We don't have Tears of the Kingdom yet. We didn't buy it. But we actually bought Breath of the Wild before we got a Switch. So we actually bought this our first. We have 2 Switches, but we bought our first Switch for Breath of the Wild, and I had to stop because I was so bad at it. I couldn't beat some of the bosses because I was just my hand-eye coordination was terrible. But hand-eye coordination is much better now. So I have been contemplating going back to play it. So. Yes. So like for me, what I'm noticing is most of my cracks can be attributed to like incorrect lower lip manipulation. Really? You and your brother are the same, Deanna? That's so cute. Yeah, I always did the mini games. I did the mini games, and my brother did the big like quest, the main quest, you know. Okay, I'm all cleaned up, so I will take my leave. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Even though I wasn't very high energy, I appreciate it. I appreciate your company. Thank you for stimulating conversation. And I just want to say, please take care of yourselves. There's no music without the musician. So stay happy, healthy, safe. And I shall see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific for another stream. All right? You guys take care. Love y'all. Bye-bye.